And if I were to know that that was normal and seeing lots of people, struggle with those same things and show their ass a little bit, that inspires me to go, okay, like I'm not worse at this, or, doing it wrong, or, maybe I'm not cut out for the comic book industry because, these other guys aren't having mental breakdowns. Good morning. It's March 20th, 2025. That makes this morning 1 month from when I started filming everything, essentially trying to document my whole day as I work on the Last Ronin, last page of the last issue, And it's been a whirlwind. That's a month since filming. I've only been posting about 10 days now. I think yesterday was 10 days, 10 videos, 10 days. It was about a video a day, posted up to YouTube. Because some days I did a couple, and then I think 1 or 2 days I didn't do any, but it all shook out. I knew I wanted to have equal number of videos and equal amount of days, and I don't think 10 days is really enough to gauge whether or not, people care. And do I care if people care? I mean, yeah. But, only because it's kind of embarrassing to put yourself out there for nothing. But if no one's seeing it, then who are you embarrassed in front of anyway? But I'm going to keep going. I've got so much footage, and people are watching, and the comments have been great from those of you commenting. Appreciate that. It's a different monster for sure, though, than Instagram. I remember building up my Instagram, and it's different. I was going to say good or bad reasons, but it's not even that. It's just like different reasons. I think I loved the quickness and simplicity of Instagram when I started. It was just like pop a picture, put it up, and you're kind of giving people that inside look into your life, which is what I think is interesting. That's what I would want to see. Like I said before many times, like seeing how an artist works and just like as real as possible to me is like, okay, what tools are they using, and why does he do that, or why do they do that? And then on top of that, like the look on their face and the way they're feeling, and whether it's, burned out or excited or inspired, and you go through the gamut all the time, right? But anyway, Instagram was a little bit like that. I think my magic sauce in the beginning was sharing the grill pics and like my dogs and my wife Jill, and again, that's what would interest me, is like an inside look and to someone else's life a little bit, not in a voyeuristic kind of way, but more like a way to relate. Like you could say, they're just like me, as in like, dang, like you it's easy to think like when you're on your own doing your own thing and say things aren't going well, or you're struggling with the page, like you've seen me, or you're struggling with just getting to the desk, period. And if I were to know that that was normal, and seeing lots of people struggle with those same things and show their ass a little bit, that inspires me to go, okay, like I'm not worse at this, or doing it wrong, or maybe I'm not cut out for the comic book industry because these other guys aren't having mental breakdowns. And yeah, currently, when I talk to other artists and creators, it seems like we all go through similar things. And but because of Instagram, and not because of Instagram, but the way Instagram kind of operated, people were still showing you oftentimes the best versions of themselves. And And I also never posted like my bad drawings. I never posted the 250, 450 layers of a Photoshop document where I was like struggling with an eyeball, or like how to draw a face of a character I've drawn 2 billion times, and then you're just like, listening to the ants in your head, the automatic negative thoughts, just like telling you that you suck and you forgot how to draw. And then, if I were able to see, and I did, record quite a bit, like honestly, forever. I knew that the things that were happening to me or around me, or, as far as crossing dreams off my dream board, I knew they were special and I didn't want to forget them. So I would record a lot, but you see that same thing on the day to day when I'm at the desk. And some of these videos I have that I may or may not have shared, but I'm like a different human being when it is working and when things are going well. And suddenly, like after 457 layers, you know how to draw again, and you're like, oh, I should be here. I am at the table for a reason. And if you can keep your confidence there, like, not that you always have to be drawing well, but you need to, get out of that negative spiraling and be able to say like, no, I do kick ass, and I've done hard things before. I can do hard things again. And that's another reason why I like posting up everything I've worked on, posting up the roughs with the blue tape on my walls, because I can look around the room and say like, oh, I've done drawings harder than this before, or I have drawn that character's face 2 billion times. I should be able to figure this out. And like, it kind of like, it's a little bit of a juicer for the confidence. It can be. And then also, you're going to see in some coming videos as I'm working on this page that like, there was a lot of time away from the traditional way of doing things, away from the paper and the pencil on the light box, on that desk to my left, the computer desk, the digital, roughing. I'll rough out whole issues before I jump to the finals, and if I have 15 pages, I'll rough 15 pages, so that might be a whole month, and then I'll jump to the finals, which is on pencil and paper, and it's a whole different process. It's whole different tools. And so I struggle with that, like just the switching of brains, and I need to remind myself that it's like, you'll figure it out. Like, just give yourself the time and don't dog on yourself the whole time, which it's easy to see this when you're outside of it, but as you'll see when I was in it coming up, it's hard to remember all those things. And so that's been also good, filming it, videographing it all. What are you supposed to say? Taping it all? No. Recording it all. It's been good recording it all. There's been a lot of positive aspects of this whole YouTube journey. I mean, I do feel a little even more stretched thin than usual because of all the added things and tasks that come along with doing that, especially, the editing, which I thought was going to be a breeze, and the file storage space, which I thought was going to be a breeze. All these things that are not going as I thought that they might, which is fine. No one ever said it was going to be easy, except maybe me when I talked myself into it. My point being, it's been pretty positive in a lot of ways, and I think the number one way, I'm sitting here in my car, like, getting all this out, whether or not I even post this monologue, whether or not I even post what I'm saying right now, like, this is what they tell you therapy does. This is why people journal. This is why people vent. And hopefully somebody watching this, other comic book creators maybe, or somebody who wants to be a comic creator who thinks maybe they don't have the sauce because they're doing exactly what I was talking about, is like, you know, you're with your own thoughts for 16 hours a day, staring at, you know, what could be a not good drawing yet, and you're just like, man, I suck, like, I forgot how to draw, like, whatever it is. Like, you got to learn to not listen to that, or at least not believe it. And you'll find different ways to shut it up, and I think there are healthy ways and non-healthy ways, and I'm figuring that out as well, which may or may not get into. But what I was going to say is, maybe another positive aspect of doing all this is somebody will watch it and say, hey, I kind of do that when I'm trying to write, or I kind of do that when I'm trying to do this or that, or play music or whatever. I think a lot of creative people are pretty similar in work habits and coping mechanisms and processes, whether it's at the desk or in your mind. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll post this and everybody will tell me to seek help and that I don't have what it takes and I gotta let somebody else do it. But I don't know. Again, it just feels good to get it out, so whatever. And I'm doing good, but I said but pretty quick. I didn't even have anything after it, but I guess there's a button there somewhere. Well, I wasn't planning on talking to my phone in my car alone. That's why I'm not using my cool mic, and the sound is probably horrendous, but it doesn't matter. I hope that everybody has a good Thursday. I'm gonna have a good Thursday. I'm starting on some stuff that I can't talk about yet. But I'll be filming it, and you can watch it a little bit later as soon as I can talk about it. So please like and subscribe, and I'm gonna keep doing this no matter what. Some of the videos are gonna be long, some of them are gonna be short, some of them are gonna be weird. I'm gonna try a little bit of everything, just do whatever I want and have some fun. And I think there's an audience for all of that, even if there wasn't. But hopefully there is. All right. I'm gonna go back inside and draw some, yeah, and also maybe if I'm lucky, I'll even work on